So you've purchased your Jupiter 21M lens from somewhere in Russia or the former Soviet Union or whatever, and you've uh, got it and attached it to your camera, and as everybody says, it's a beautiful prime lens, a 200mm prime lens. It's lovely. It's beautifully and solidly built. The action is smooth, both the aperture and the focus ring smooth. Lovely stuff. Uh, Heavy thing. Yes, it weighs a kilogram, but of course there's a lot of heavy lenses around, and personally I'd rather it was heavy than some sort of cheap thing made of plastic. Handheld, fine for me. I like something that's solid. I can get a hold on it. I don't shake around so much, especially with using the manual focus. I found it to be an advantage. Now, when you come to mount it onto a tripod, you go onto the forums, you look everywhere to try to find out what kind of tripod mount will fit onto the lens. Now, these are given quite a number of different names, so if you're searching for these and trying to find out about them, they're called lens collar mounts, tripod collar mounts, tripod mounts. I found a lot of different descriptions, so if you're trying to find information about these, get a little creative with your description in your Google search engine or whatever you're using. Now, I measured the outside of the lens in the only place that you can actually put a tripod mount on, and that's just behind the automatic manual switch, which is here, which in my camera situation I don't use because I use a digital SLR, not a film SLR, so it's not really doing anything. But nonetheless, I didn't want to jam it, so I'm just behind that, and there's just a little flat area there behind the collar where you can put a mount on. Is that strong enough to hold the lens up? Well, it has been for me so far. The lens is still in good condition. I haven't dropped it and hasn't fallen off the mount. But there are two options available, really, if you research it. There is a lens mount collar or a tripod lens mount collar for a Canon 200mm lens that's got a 71mm internal diameter. That's one way to go. That would work. You put that on and you could put some sort of tape in there, a bit of rubber you can get with self-adhesive backing on it, and, whatever, and pack out the mount. I purchased one of those from China for about $9, and that was okay, no problem. But then I thought, I wonder if I can get a little bit closer to the actual dimension of 69.4mm, and so I purchased this one. This is for let me get the exact description here. This is for a Nikon. It's got the serial number RT1, but I don't know whether that is the lens description, but nonetheless it says RT-1. But it is for the Nikon 70 to 200mm f4 lens. Nikon 70 to 200 f4 lens. Now this is to suit a lens that has got a diameter of 68mm. So a bit of an experiment. I didn't know whether it would fit onto the body of the Jupiter lens, but I found that there was ample flex in the standard bracket. Now this is just a generic tripod mount collar. So this is 4.5mm thick material, quite solid. It's a very solid bit of work. Once again, only $9. And yet I found that there was enough flex in this and enough adjustment in the screw so it fits on there nice and neat and tightly. So there's two ways to go. For me, I adopted to have the slightly tighter fit of the Nikon lens mount. I did have concerns that this might distort the lens body, but when you get this in your hand and feel the weight of it and realise how solidly it's constructed, such concerns leave you quite quickly when you're actually looking at the thing physically in your hands. But if you don't want to just purchase the Nikon 70 to 200 f4 lens mount and find that you don't like the idea that it's too tight, then purchase both lens mounts. They're only about $9 each, and both of them will work. I just preferred this solution. Okay. So there's the answer to a question on many forums. So if you're one of the People who've purchased the beautiful Jupiter 21M lens, then that's the solution. And there may be a few of us who've done so, because there were quite a few million of these made, because Russia is a big place. Okay, so that's the solution. See you later.